I've been reading and watching YouTube videos and gathering information on Ken Wilber's work, and also studying Kabbalah and trying to absorb people like Alan Watts and Terence McKenna. One of the things that strikes me when I think about integral approach, Canadians we say integral, or I say integral. One of the notions of an integral approach to understanding where we are and where we need to go is that it involves, like Ken Wilber says, a theory of everything. It involves trying to take into account all aspects of human experience, codification, theory, the individual, the group, the objective, the subjective, and what I would call the God quadrant, which is it'd be the lower right in my mind. But aside from all of that, it seems to me that we are all always integral, because the human person, in my experience, or from my experience, I won't speak about anybody else, but from my own experience, as a human being, I always am trying to take into consideration everything that, and I blend into my decision-making process, my consciousness, my awareness of the world, what's going on around me, why the car is broken. I bring all that I have to bear on that problem. And cavemen brought all that they had to bear until they had more to bring to bear. Once there was fire in the control of people, they brought that to bear on their situation. Once there was geometry, we bring that to bear. Once there's social psychology, we bring that to bear. To the extent that we, as an individual, as a subject, have integrated, or brought those into ourselves. We have integrated them into ourselves. But the principle that drives us is an integral principle. It's one that says, bring all that you have to every situation that you find yourself in. So, I think that in some ways maybe this is semantics, and it's saying that it's another way of expressing what Wilber would say is the moral equivalency between the mythic and the magic, between the modern and the postmodern, that there's no moral hierarchy there's no wrong way. They're all right. They're all in process to what he is calling the green integral approach to the cosmos. So he may have stumbled on a fundamental principle, but it has grown into this, like the all quarters, all levels thing is really a complexification of a simple truth, that all, perhaps all being, not just us, brings to their situation an integral mindset. A lion is integral. a rock is integral. It brings all that it can to its situation. Alan Watts, I was just looking at some of his work. His point of view expressed back in the 1970s basically suggested that where the world is messy and squiggly, we try to bring order through our concepts that we place on it and the solutions that we attempt, but that in the end what we have come to is an untenable position where we are destroying the biosphere, obviously to our own detriment, that we have necessarily, by stepping outside of nature, we have put it on a course of destruction. And he argues, I think, I may be misreading this, but he argues that this is necessary by virtue of how we go about building language and cognition and concepts and applying those in our world. That our methods are necessarily so blind that what we are creating is our own demise. So in some ways, he's saying that we are our intellect is a suicidal process in a collective sense. And perhaps that is. Perhaps it is as natural that we create the circumstances of our own demise as it is natural in the way we look at things in common parlance and everyday experience, that it's as natural as death. So we're in an inexorable nihilistic process toward which we find ourselves in an untenable situation that cannot maintain us as beings. I don't like that point of view. It's scary, but it may be real. Anyway, just some thoughts.